Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for one moment. If you can bear with me for one moment, we'll start in just a few seconds. Thank you. There we are. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for the Master of Management webinar this morning here in Windsor, depending on where you're joining us from. I wish you a good day, afternoon, or evening. My name is Megan Haw, and I will be speaking with you today about the Master of Management presentation offered at the University of Windsor and with partnership through the Center for Executive and Professional Education and the Odette School of Business. Just a few housekeeping items before we get started today. Should you have any questions throughout the course of this webinar, I encourage you to type them into the question pane on the dashboard area of your webinar screen. At any point, if I'm able to answer them, and if they're not as specific and pertaining to the larger crowd, I will during the course of the presentation. However, rest assured that if your specific question is not addressed verbally through the presentation, I will be responding to questions via email after the presentation. When you type your question into the question pane, it correlates with the email with which you registered for this webinar. So within the coming days, please check back to that email address and your questions will be answered within that email form. So again, I thank you for joining us, and we are about to start our presentation on the University of Windsor's Master of Management. Common question that we start off with a bit of a broad overview of why students decide to study in Canada. Canada is known throughout the world as most recently polled the third best country to live in terms of economic standing, educational standards, safety and tolerance, as well as diversity. We are a very welcoming and embracing of many cultures within our country. That said, despite our reputation throughout the world, our universities in particular are world class. We are committed to providing a wide range of programs and with an academic environment that is both welcoming, stimulating, and in which tolerance of celebration of cultural and educational diversity are paramount. We are known throughout the world as Canadian institutions and universities being among the best in the world. That said, we are provision of healthy and safe communities in which our universities are situated. As I said, UN ranks Canada as one of the best places in the world to live. And that comes in large part not only with our strong economy, our great commitment to higher education, as well as professional education here, but with respect for human rights, equality, and a stable and peaceful society. In terms of our qualifications, not only those here at the University of Windsor, but all Canadian academic institutions are held to the highest of academic standards globally recognized. We outstand with open doors for a future and benefits for your career, but a degree from a Canadian institution is globally recognized as one of the best throughout the world. Regardless of which area of study that is being focused on, the reputation that comes with a Canadian degree is a great benefit to a career, either a career progression or through a career path. Of course, the cost of tuition and living within Canada is relatively low compared to those of other, specifically G8 countries around the world and those more developed. We have very high quality and standard of living, and again, that is amongst the highest in the world, with again a comparable and relatively low cost of living and much lower tuition than those offered in probably our similar educational institutions in terms of being in the UK, anywhere in Europe definitely, and much lower than those charged by in the United States. Common place that Canadian and other institutions seen is in Australia as well, and we've seen recently tuition hikes raised there as well, whereas Canadian tuition rates tend to stay relatively standard and definitely, as I said, lower among those of comparable around the world. When we speak specifically about the University of Windsor, we're located in the city of Windsor, which is in the southernmost point of the province of Ontario, very central in Canada, and our geographic location is really one of our best selling points. We're just minutes away from the great city of Detroit, 3 hours drive from Toronto, the largest city in Canada, and only a 4 hour drive from Chicago, a great hub in the American Midwest. The diverse culture that's represented because of our close proximity to all of these great cities, and as a major international trading point between Canada, the US, and in the broader scale, North America, gives our students not only a valuable cultural element, but in terms of studying either business or even the Master of Management with our logistics streams, our international accounting and finance streams, our human resource streams, which we'll all touch upon later in the presentation. Our geographic location of the University of Windsor really places our students at the hub of innovation, especially in terms of manufacturing and logistics and international accounting and finance for that North American sector. We are in Windsor, one of Canada's safest and, of course, really the most culturally diverse cities in all of the country. As you can see here on your screenshot, this is a picture of our waterfront on one of our warmer days, and we mostly comes by the water of either the Great Lakes or the Detroit River here in the city of Windsor. You can see the buildings in the background on the other side of the water. That is the downtown Detroit skyline, and that just gives you an example of our close proximity to the United States. Here in Windsor, because we are the southernmost point in Ontario, we do have the advantage of offering 4 distinct seasons. So contrary to popular belief around the world, we are not covered in snow for 365 days of the year. Our summers do average 23 degrees Celsius and ample sunshine. Right now, we're just kind of coming into the height of our summer, and the sun doesn't generally set till about 9 o'clock, and in peak times, our sun doesn't go down or daylight until maybe close to 10 p.m. The sun rises right now very early in the morning as well. Makes for a very productive summer. And on the flip side of that is, of course, the winter, where our temperatures do drop. However, we're balanced on either side of that season with the autumn and spring, which are really nice distinctive features to see. Especially, it's a rare opportunity in this sector part of the globe to have 4 distinct seasons. Speaking specifically to the University of Windsor, we are a comprehensive research and teaching institution. Currently, we have more than 150 programs on offer, and that is comprised of the undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral level. We are composed of 9 faculties, and of course, as all universities in the province of Ontario, we are fully accredited by the Ontario Quality Council. We're about to celebrate our 50th year as the University of Windsor, but our history is much richer, having stemmed back much longer as started through college. We offer many programs to our students, especially to our international students coming into Canada and specifically into Windsor. The career education assistance is a large part of it, and that is encompassed by part of the Connect Canada internship program. We do offer some cooperative education opportunities with our programs, as well as volunteer internships, so that our students really do receive that hands-on personal training. Other specific services that are free to all of our students and of great benefit, especially to our international community, includes help with resumes, interview preparation, where you can sit one-on-one with a representative through the Odette School of Business, and they will do mock interviews, as well as assist with career planning in terms of ensuring that you have all of the requirements you need to succeed in your chosen career path. For our international students support specifically, we have a very active and very strong international student association and student center through which we manage international admissions as well as programming. We do a lot of visa, permit, and counseling for support. great number of social events and a very strong international student community represented with multi-faith space and our soft landing program, which you can read more about online. You let us know that you're coming ahead of time and we can assist you with free accommodation for your first night as well as transportation to the university once you arrive in Windsor. Our English language assistance is a full-time program, flexible and very student-driven with focus on reading, listening, oral, and written communication. This is seen as a pathway to Windsor in which many students do participate and take for varying degrees and intensities through different programs prior to entering into their program in academia. So for many of our Master of Management students, some have arrived already ahead of their September start for the Master of Management program in order to participate in our English language assistance programs. And this again is seen as a pathway into Windsor. Once completed, they move directly into the academic stream or their program of choice. Specifically now to speak about the Master of Management program. It's offered in partnership between the renowned Odette School of Business, which has been a very strong key point partner in the University of Windsor environment. The Odette School of Business is known around the world as producing top executives as well as management and leaders of innovation. The Center for Executive Professional Education at the University of Windsor comes into play as the administrative role within the Master of Management program. We have dedicated staff here at the center whose sole job is to ensure that students are received as a primary point of contact throughout not only the application process, but once entered into the program through upon completion and graduation. So that takes a lot of the burden of dealing with the bureaucracy of a university, perhaps, as well as making it just that much easy for our international students to have a primary point of contact and a constant throughout their career with us at the University of Windsor. The Odette School of Business offers 70 full-time faculty, majority of who are leading experts in their field of study. The school has a state-of-the-art financial markets lab in which real-time trades and plays can go, the presentation suites, and dedicated student computer labs as well. It really is a renowned facility that we're very proud of here at the university. The Master Management program specifically is coursework only. So in that there is no thesis or requirement for a GMAT or GRE as entrance exams into the program. The overall goal of this program is to help students develop employment skills and enhance the one-on-one interaction between students as well as with instructors. It is a very close-knit course in that you start with the same cohort with which you finish, depending on your chosen stream of study. Overall, it is a 16-month program that is comprised of 12 prescribed courses. So there are no options outside of your chosen stream of study. Your class sizes will remain limited, and that is so that we can, as I said, optimize on that peer and instructor interaction to keep the class size limited. You are with this, as I mentioned, the constant cohort of classmates. So the students with which you start the program in either September or January will remain with you throughout the entire duration of study here at the university. We, as I mentioned, have dedicated program and administrative staff who are also with you throughout the entire course of your study. So that constant and consistency does help not only with your study, but with the comfort of knowing we know your name. You are not just a number to us here at the University of Windsor, and definitely not at the Center for Executive and Professional Education. There are 4 streams within the Master of Management program. The first is an international accounting and finance. Secondly, the manufacturing management. Third is the logistics and supply chain management. And finally, human resource management. As I mentioned previously in the presentation, our geographic location within basically the leading head of the automotive industry in North America places great importance on both the manufacturing management, the logistics and supply chain management as well. because this is the hub for a lot of the activity within the North American market. This, of course, does extend into international accounting and finance when you see our close proximity as well as leaders within the North American automotive industry. However, we do extend beyond simple automotive. We are a great hub for manufacturing, and there are many positions and opportunities within international accounting and finance. Of course, human resource management is a stream within management that crosses a broad spectrum, if not the most broad spectrum, of management. And we, with the support of the Odette School of Business, offer a very strong program. The core courses are those which all students enrolled in the Master of Management program take, regardless of their chosen stream or focus of study. So these courses are taken, as I said, by all students, and they give a broad basis for which to move on into your specific stream of study. So these are listed here as accounting concepts and techniques, finance in a global perspective, managing employees, marketing, international business, quantitative studies, and business strategy. You can tell by the range of these courses that you will be entering into your chosen stream of study with a solid core knowledge of business and managerial concepts. And with our small classes, we're able to provide you with the next best thing to full-on hands-on in the Canadian management sector. The International Accounting and Finance, you, in addition to the core courses just listed, get very specific in terms of course material, in terms of your international financial reporting and management, your consolidated financial statements courses, accounting systems, control auditing, and corporate governance. So this is a higher level managerial part of studies aimed through the International Accounting and Finance stream. We at the University of Windsor and through the Odette School of Business are in a very unique place where we are very proud of the opportunity to have an associate relationship with the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. We've partnered with Odette School of Business and are able to offer an international financial reporting diploma. The Master of Management in International Accounting and Finance stream students qualify to write this exam, and the University of Windsor is the only university in Canada to prepare students for this unique and accredited diploma. More information about that is available at the website listed there, www.acccaglobal.com. Our manufacturing and management students, in addition to the core courses listed previously, take the courses listed here in terms of Intro to Business Logistics, Management Leadership and Organizational Change, Management Information Systems, Manufacturing Strategy, and Manufacturing and Globalization. As I mentioned, we are a strong hub here in the city of Windsor and in the broader Essex County region, geographically speaking, that a very strong manufacturing base. It's the keystone of our economy here in southwestern Ontario, and plenty of experts in the field to draw from and to learn from as well. A great opportunity here. Built on, again, by the Logistics and Supply Chain Management stream, in addition to core courses, you see Intro to Business Logistics and Management, Purchasing and Procurement, Domestic Transportation and International Shipping, Quantitative Analysis for Logistics of Supply Chain Management, and Supply Chain Management, the capstone course, comes into play. We, in addition to manufacturing, part of, which kind of maybe go hand in hand, are the logistics and supply chain management. As I mentioned, of course, the automotive industry being the center and leader within North America, here in Canada, Detroit, or Windsor, Detroit area, the logistics and supply chain management is a massive industry here as well. So again, we're drawing from industry leaders who have firsthand knowledge and who are actually practicing in the field. So these aren't just instructors who stand behind a podium. They bring with them a wealth of personal and firsthand experience. The Human Resource Management stream will study the courses listed in addition to the core courses previously discussed. So your human resource management, your leadership and organizational change, as well as international management, managing for high performance, and current HR trends. As I mentioned, HR is, of course, the broadest, one of the broadest areas of management because it does span all sectors, and it's a growing area for Trent, especially the strategic management part of human resource management. The employment program is part of the Master of Management program, and it's a very unique opportunity to take this workshop that covers very specifics on labor market understanding, resume and cover letter development, networking skills, job strategies, professional development opportunities. Really, students are given access to one-on-one appointments with a career advisor, and you're encouraged to practice your interviewing skills, but it goes beyond just that. These are skills that are not taught necessarily from a textbook or from a computer. These are skills that employers look for, especially at the managerial level, in terms of being able to have that higher level of communication skills and professionalism that carries through outside of just the skills acquired throughout the course of the program. Some examples of employment areas that our students leave the Master of Management program with, depending, of course, on the stream of study that you choose. You can see the broad range of professions available, as well as specific jobs and within different sectors and industry. It is a benefit to have not only, of course, just a Master of Management, but being able to have that focused and concentrated stream of study leads our students into a broad spectrum of areas for employment postgraduate. This slide discusses the program fees, and really the only difference among these columns is the English language training required and the appropriate costs that go in with all of those. Of course, these are all in Canadian dollars and subject to change upon approval by the Board of Governors at the University of Windsor. In terms of admission requirements, you are required to have a 4-year bachelor degree or equivalent in an acceptable discipline. B average is required or higher. That is our minimum requirement for your undergraduate studies. We do convert your international grades and grading schemes into hours here at the university, which will take you to a minimum of a B average or higher. In terms of English proficiency, we require an IELTS score of 7 minimum for admission into the program. But of course, anything lower can be trained through our English Assistance Program courses and bumped up through 7 prior to entering into the program. We also require 2 supportive letters of reference, as well as the application fee payable at the time that you submit your application. A statement of purpose is your personal statement describing your intent to study. It's approximately 1 page in length and provides you with the opportunity to expand on areas that are not otherwise touched upon in your current resume, detailing your professional experience, perhaps some volunteer or even personal reasons for wanting to come study in Canada, specifically at the University of Windsor and within the Master of Management stream. Our application process is very easy. We have an online process where you can visit our website, uwindsor.ca/international programs. At that point, you will see many opportunities to apply, and the system will walk you through step by step each part of the application process. Once you've applied online, you will send all your supporting documents that we previously discussed in terms of your transcripts from your undergraduate degree, your letter of your statement of purpose, and all the supporting documents sent directly to us here at the Center for Executive and Professional Education. Here's our address listed here, and it is, again, all of this information posted on our website. We also have educational agents who are able to be contacted at the following email addresses. If you're in China, through Canzong International Education Consulting, and through other countries at the intl@uwindsor.ca. For further information, or again, if you had a question that wasn't covered throughout the course of this webinar, I encourage you to contact us at apply@uwindsor.ca. Of course, you can visit our website for a lot of information. There's a great wealth of specifics and details, as well as further information on how to apply. We thank you very much for your time today. And again, I encourage you to ask any questions that you may have by typing them into the question pane on the dashboard of the webinar screen. I will get back to you personally via email with those questions within the coming days. I thank you for your time. I'll leave the system up and running and to allow you to ask any additional questions that you may have. Just for a couple minutes, and you can contact us at any time at apply@uwindsor.ca. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us today, and we look forward to hopefully receiving your application for the Master of Management program very soon.